Guys, do not flush that. Possible world record. I gotta go get a ruler.
I don't know how else to put this. It's taken me so long to do this. I'm falling asleep and I can't see straight. My muscles feel like a melee. My body is curled in a U shape. I put on my best, but I'm still afraid. Propped up by lies and promises, saving my place as life forgets. Maybe it's time I saw the world. I'm only here for a while, but patience is not my style. And I'm so tired that I gotta go. What am I supposed to hide now? What am I supposed to do? Did you really think I wouldn't see this through? Tell me I should stick around for you. Tell me I could have it all. I'm still too tired to care and I gotta go.
You know, 2020 has been shitty the first couple of months. So I'm gonna try something here. Let's see if we can reset it. Alright, let's hope for the best. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Give me a sign, show me the light. Maybe tonight I'll tell you everything.
Well, hello and good evening, everybody. We are a little late to the Viking Accords, as real-life events do take priority here. And today, we are giving remembrance to Ghost Gaming TV. He was an excellent streamer, an amazing friend, probably one of the nicest and coolest people ever to enter anybody's life he entered. That tribute was actually created by Haunted History. They are 4-State Paranormal. That section of their tribute was used with their permission. So I did reach out to them, and they definitely said, yes, get that out. And I thought it was a perfect little tribute that they provided for Ghost Gaming TV. With that, I will toss things over to AnCap for a moment. That way he can say his piece.
Well, I first met him back in 2013, 2012, 2013, somewhere in there. Through the whole, through the paranormal community, and uh, I used to watch his various YouTube videos, his various paranormal YouTube videos all the time, and I used to watch his very his what Twitter used to have a Twitter. Actually, they still do, but it's not really used that much. Twitter has their own streaming platform called Periscope, and Ghost used to run his various investigation live streams, yeah, on over on Periscope, and it was just really fun because he would interact with the audience. He would say things like "Holy shit!" He'd be like holy. He would say things like "Holy shit!" Did you guys hear that? Trying to get the audience involved and like to see if the audience heard anything or if the audience saw anything, things like that, which I thought was really cool. Um, and then I really didn't get to know more of him until a few years later. I'm the one who convinced him to I'm the one who actually convinced him to actually actually start streaming on Twitch so that he could try to make some side money as well. And he's been uh, a very amazing friend. Very he's a very selfless person. Cannot have asked for a better friend. He is truly missed.
Yep. So one of the ways that um, I would like to approach this, as I personally do believe it is one of the best ways to perform and act during these times, is you do not mourn a death. You celebrate a life.
Okay.
Many things going back through Scandinavian culture forever, deaths were not mourned. Their lives were celebrated. You celebrate what they provided. You celebrate what they added. You celebrated their impact. And that is why you spent days in ceremony over a death.
Okay.
It is, it's our belief that if you were good, you didn't have to be a warrior. You just had to be a good man or woman. You would be granted access to Valhalla. So there's no need to mourn a death because you will see them again. So what I would like to do, AnCap, is if you wouldn't mind, because you definitely knew Ghost a lot longer than I did, but if you could just talk about how you guys met, how you were introduced to one another, and how everything started between you and Ghost.
Well, like I said, I met him. I met him in the paranormal community. I first when I first started following his YouTube, paranormal warnings. Um, let me see. Let me see if I can find that. I think I posted it in his Discord. Actually, you know what? No, I'll just Google it. Cause let me. Sorry, good. I did a Google search and none of these are matching with the flip I'm looking for. And I'm trying to. Think this was it. Yes. Ah, that's why. Okay. I will post it in chat. This was that was his YouTube that that he used to that he used to post his various ghost hunts on, and I up until he stopped posting, I'd be watching his various videos because I was very fascinated. Well, and I still am, but I was fascinated with the paranormal, and his way of going about it was very fascinating, and he brought a sense of humor to it. He brought he wasn't a jackass about it like the various TV shows were, for example. I mean, he would say various things just as a slight provoke to the spirits to try to get some type of response, but he was never mean about it. Um, he a lot of the stuff I learned about yeah, a lot of stuff I learned about the paranormal, I learned from him. Like various styles, how to do various things. Granted, not quite. What else? And then as a veteran, he was part of StackUp.org. So he was always he was always talking to them. I think he streamed on their channel once. I can't remember. That vaguely sounds familiar, but I know that he did receive a StackUp.org care package, like where he got his PS4 from. He did based on a various interaction. Well, I don't want to say he suffered, but he did have PTSD, and throughout the years, he and I did have our various um I don't say arguments, but differences of opinion, because he was staunchly pro police and I am anti-police. Well, I actually I take that back. I'm not anti-police. I'm anti-government funded police. But that's a whole other that was last week's discussion. Um, but yeah, there was several times where he and I butted head where he and I severely butted heads about that, and for like several months he just stopped talking to me for a long time over our difference of beliefs, and then like several months later he said, hey, you know what, uh he said, you know what, you're an amazing friend. I would hate for this to. I mean, it was something like I said. It was something along the lines of, but let's just agree to disagree, and I would hate for I would hate for this to be the end of our friendship. So I'm like, love it, and uh thing like I said, and I was always and I've always tried to be there for him as best I could. And in terms of like hardware stuffs or software stuffs, he would always ask me to say, hey, do you have a few minutes to help me out? Sure, no problem. I would always drop what I was doing to help him out, because he was just such an amazing person. Um, see what several of many of the things he liked to do was he used to he would drink a lot. I don't know if he was an alcoholic. I don't know for sure. I'm just going based off of what I've seen on the stream. He would shotgun beer cans a lot on his streams, which was pretty funny. Um, what else? Well, I'm just bouncing all over the place. I don't know what else you would like me to say, sir.
No, this is quite literally just the open forum. Because, like I said, the beliefs that I hold and the actions that I take is, you know, people have called me heartless, emotionless. I've been called a bastard over the fact that when somebody or something I am close to passes, I don't cry. I don't have an emotional response. Most of that is because there's no point in mourning the death. You need to celebrate their life. You need to remember what they provided. It's a much stronger stance, in my view, to remember what that person or entity provided. Because if you don't remember what they provided, that's when they're truly lost.
That is true. That makes a lot of sense.
So, like, I know I met Ghost Gaming through your streams.
Mm-hmm.
I think the first thing that Ghost ever said to me was, I made some little poke at you, and he typed in chat, "Don't make me laugh, I poop easily." And, sure as shit, he's got that shirt in the tribute.
Yep.
I saw him with that shirt quite often. But like, to me, he's one of the guys that have, kept me streaming when I didn't want to stream anymore. When I decided that, streaming's a waste of time, he was always one of the first people to look at me and go, "You're still playing video games, just turn on the camera." Like, you're not stopping playing video games, just turn on the camera. Who cares if there's nobody there?
He's right.
If you stream it, they will come. It's kind of his mantra to me.
Yeah, and he's exactly right.
And I've seen him go from streaming Fortnite to streaming World of Warcraft to going on to iRacing, where he actually got, he was doing well enough there that they were looking at, pulling him into an actual online league, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah,
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was simply going to add in that he was playing iRacing quite a lot because he was actively trying to get on the official iRacing league.
Yep. That I do also remember. I also, I remember talking to him about what got him into iRacing, and it was a discussion that he and I had on when I was starting to get separated from the military, and I was going through the warrior transition unit, and basically every other day I was at one doctor and the next doctor and the next doctor trying to figure out what the hell was wrong with me, because they all knew something was wrong, but they couldn't figure it out. He convinced me to go to Full Sail University and start a degree program in cinematography. He graduated their bachelor's program in cinematography. He was actually able to take that, and I know for a while he was filming, pit road for NASCAR. He was filming the garages for NASCAR. And I don't know if he was able to do that for very long, because I know at least last season he was talking about going down there and filming for the pit garages, all the drivers' cars, going and seeing all those guys chilling out around pit road, filming a lot of that stuff. And, I may not have finished going to Full Sail because my priorities changed, and I now need, degrees and certificates in the IT industry I am working in, which I love a lot more than I do cinematography and photography. But he definitely was always there to be that, anchor with a push.
Are you still there, bud?
Yep, still here. Looks like I got you back now.
The stream dropped for a brief moment there. I was like, what the heck?
Maybe Comcrap is, getting pissy with me again.
It's possible.
Looking out the basement window, we might also have a thunderstorm rolling in from the north.
Oh, lovely. So a storm might cut off the stream.
No. Usually all that ever happens is we get, a hiccup while they change exactly which switches and routers they're using for connectivity. we've got pretty good infrastructure here. Everything is below ground here.
Oh,
Yeah, I think the only thing we have above ground here is the long distance high voltage power lines. Everything else is subterranean.
okay.
So you don't got to worry about that. I will also state, I know AnCap's pulling it up. AnCap is doing a drink a day for Ghost, as that was one of Ghost's favorite pastimes. I cannot and will not ever consume alcohol again, but I do have a drink in my stein to where I will salute Ghost Gaming.
Cheers, Ghost. Hopefully you're racing Dale Earnhardt and up in heaven. Cheers.
I don't know if there's maybe anything else you want to say. I know you've always got a lot to say about Ghost.
Like I said, he was. I mean, I don't know what else to say that hasn't already been said about it.
Feel free to repeat. Doesn't matter if somebody else said it. If you believe it to be true, put it out there.
He would. He's been there for me a lot too. In that there were. Granted, I do suffer from depression, but several times where I was like, I would just be mad at the world. He was there for me to say, you know what, he would say things, you know what, but he's like, you know what, fuck what everyone else thinks, just do you. You're right. So, uh, I I'm just well, I don't know if I'm hold on, what's that I'm trying to say. I wish I would have met him prior to his passing. He was really young. He was my age, looking 37, almost 38. Uh, so he was taken way too young. It was very it it's just very sad that um that this daggone that the fucking Rona got him. His last post on his Facebook was something to the effect of, man, he's like, man, this coronavirus sucks. Just sitting here, I can't breathe. And then the following morning, that was on July 3rd. The following morning, I see on his Facebook post, I see on his Facebook timeline, like, oh my god, he's gone. Oh my god, he's gone. My my initial knee jerk response, because he because this would have been this type of humor, was for him to pretend to be dead, and then wake up and then sit up at the viewing. But no, he's actually gone. That would have been his style of humor to do something that elaborate.
Yeah, he was
As
definitely
well.
known for crossing the line in his hijinks.
Yes, yes, he was.
I know that I have definitely gone back. I know that he lived in the Carolinas for a while. I believe it was South Carolina.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
And then he was moving back to Ohio to get back with his old paranormal crew.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched the very first live stream he did with that paranormal team getting back in Ohio. And I don't think I would ever be able to be on a paranormal team with him, because he definitely liked to, sit there and knock on the wall real quick or kick a chair through a doorway, just slide it out knowing that somebody was on the other side.
Oh God.
And then he'd, sit down with everybody while they were all together and, just make the most off the wall comments you could make during a paranormal investigation. But like you said, he was, always good natured. He was always doing it just to have fun, knowing, he'd get close to that line of, it being completely wrong, but he wouldn't ever actually cross that line. Like, he knew where everybody's line was.
Exactly. I agree.
Which was exceptionally great on his part. Just that knowing, yep, this is where the lines are. I'm going to go right up and toe it.
Yeah. That was definitely him.
Probably some of my favorite times hanging out with Ghost are during his Fortnite streams. Because it was just, sometimes he'd be talking big about it, sometimes he'd be cursing about it, sometimes, he's shouting at somebody else and then admitting that, it's a good thing they're not in any chat together because they might be 10 or 12.
I agreed, yeah.
But he was always very entertaining. There was never really anything slow about Ghost in anything he did. There was never downtime. It was just go, 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 go. Do you have something to say, AnCap?
I was just agreeing with you. Yeah, you're exactly right. There was not really much downtime with him, and prior to his passing, he was fixing to start his brand new job. Literally that day, he was diagnosed with the corona like a few days, a couple days, let's see, he passed on the 4th. He was diagnosed on like the 1st or 2nd, so it got him that quickly.
Don't say it got him that quickly. Because I
he was
definitely
young.
know. Well, Ghost had also been feeling not so well for weeks.
That I did not know. Okay.
Yes, if you actually go back and look, he's got like 5 or 6 days of streaming that he canceled because he wasn't feeling good. It just took him a while to get to the doctor.
Oh shit.
And then shortly after finding out what it was, he passed. But he was definitely sick for much longer than 2 or 3 days. He had been canceling streams for a week.
I stand corrected. Thank you.
Yep. So signs were there that he was, he was feeling pretty rough. It just, he took a little too long getting to the doctor. Generally, if I am feeling absolutely horrendous for more than a day, me personally, I would go to the doctor after 2 straight days. If I go into a second day, I have my wife who is, yelling at me to go to the doctor. About the only thing I'm allowed to argue with her about is my back pain. So, it's like, as many people know, I've had to cancel a few things this week because of my back and what I'm on for my back now. And my wife made me go get checked out. But, Ghost just kind of, he always did his own thing, and it didn't matter what anybody else said. He was going to do what he was going to do. So he was a very much my way or the highway. If you can't accept my way, bye-bye.
Exactly. And that's a great way to be, because that way you don't have people bringing you down. Like, as you said, if people don't like you for who you are, there's a door, and that's an amazing way to be.
It's He was a man with perseverance. It's probably the best way to put it. Is
Yes.
perseverance.
Well said.
I don't know, like for me it's really hard to come up with things to say about somebody, even if I'm super close to them.
Mhm.
Like I can say my entire piece in 5 minutes. Because for me, they're not gone. It's kind of like joining the military.
Okay.
You know, I'm still at home, but now he's just off somewhere else that, you know, I'm not going to have the best of communication with him for a while.
That's true, yeah.
And, you know, at this point in time, you know, looking at my age, I'm probably only halfway there. And he definitely got off the track a little too early. You know, took that speed bump a little too fast and, you know, took his car into the wall.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's what's that big race that just got done happening? The 12 hours of Le Mans?
I don't know. I'll take your word for it.
It might not even been Le Mans. I think there's an Australian race that also does the same 12-hour race. You know, we're all still in that race right now, just to kind of give it a comparison and an analogy that is very much how Ghost probably would have seen it as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a situation where we're in that 12-hour race. We're coming up on, you know, hour 6, and, you know, he hit the bump in the road and went into the wall.
Yeah.
And now he's just out of the race. Doesn't mean he's gone. We'll see him when the race is over.
True.
We just got to get to the points where we are no longer in the race.
That's true.
So as I know the man was a huge fan of racing, a huge fan of NASCAR, a huge fan of the paranormal, I know I have seen a number of tributes throughout the week. A lot has been said about the man, about the legend. He will become a legend.
He is a legend.
He is a legend.
Sorry.
The man is fantastic. He's one of those persons that it's kind of the person you want to strive to be for the most part.
True.
You know, we've all got our flaws. So if anybody wants to come out and say, oh, but, you know, he had this flaw and this flaw and this flaw, we all have our frickin' flaws.
That's true.
But he had a greater number of positive aspects than he did flaws. I just lost my train of thought and I apologize. Oh, but no, I've definitely seen a lot of people who knew him very well, a lot of people who were pretty close to him. I will say I understand your bereavement. I understand your attitudes. But I also say, before you start lashing out to everybody else who is grieving in their own manner, make sure you are accepting of the way that everybody grieves. We all grieve differently. Much as
True.
you can tell through this Accord, we've got AnCap, who is a bit more emotional than I am, and he's drinking his beer. You've got me where, you know, I grew up just death is a thing that happens. You got to celebrate their life. So I may seem emotionless or separated or like I'm compartmentalizing. Some people have even called my approach to things just callous and BS. It's just because my way of grieving is to celebrate their life. You may grieve their loss. I celebrate everything they gave the world around them.
Kind of a slightly uh, this was when I first got VR like 2 years ago, and this was a clip that Ghost took of me when I fell on my ass, and he then laughed super hard. That that was when I was. Ghost loved to he loved to troll me in VR. On my various VR streams, he loved to troll me, and it was funny. It was always funny.
He kind of had the perfect timing for a lot of that stuff too. I know a lot of that stuff happened like right after he got to the stream.
Yeah, yeah, it was. Yeah.
But as far as him as a man and who he was, I can tell, I can tell the entire universe that surrounds us that my life was improved by interacting with Ghost. My interactions with Ghost Gaming. Now, I know I keep saying Ghost and Ghost Gaming, and we all know, those of us who know him know Rick Rose. We know Rick Rose. And Rick was he was one of those guys that if he entered your life in any way, just by passing, whether or not it got involved, and it was more of just an association, and even more so when it became, a deep friendship, his impact was always positive.
It was.
I don't believe you could find a single person on the face of this planet that would say they had a negative result from meeting Rick, or there was a negative impact to their life brought on by Mr. Rick Rose.
Agreed. He always uplifted others.
Is there anything else you would like to add to the discussion, AnCap? Because I know for me, I have said my piece. I have said how good he is. I know I don't have a whole lot of examples of, his impact and how good he was, how good of a man he was, because, I interacted with him a lot less than other people, but I interacted with him on a personal level more often, because he got with me off stream about, real life stuff more than we hung out in each other's streams.
Nice. That's awesome.
So a lot of my interactions with Rick were off stream and private.
Okay, good. I was about to ask you if you wanted to. I mean, granted, not going into details about that, but maybe give maybe a generic overview of. I mean, maybe not specific topics per se.
No, like I will admit to the topics.
Okay,
Further details within there.
that's fine.
But most people who know me know that I suffer from really bad anxiety. People also who know me know that for the last 4 or 5 years, I have lived in excruciating pain. I have lived in a level of pain that now what I think is just normal pain and is actually enough pain to cause me to become physically ill. To me, that's like getting a paper cut. like what most people would feel from a paper cut, or what I used to as a child, the amount of pain I felt as a paper cut. When I feel that level of pain, it's usually because I am in so much pain that I can't provide the mental block anymore. Like the pain is overriding my mental block to pain. So when I met you, when I met Ghost, I was already at the Warrior Transition Unit.
Okay.
So I was moving on from, just streaming in Japan so that, I could stream Destiny to a lot of my soldiers who were interested in Destiny, to other soldiers that I knew that, liked Destiny 2, and I just was able to play the game in a way and learn things and explain things, and I streamed for that purpose. And then when I came to the WTU, I actually had quite a bit of downtime. Because I was always doing the right thing for the first few weeks and first couple months at the WTU, they started letting me do my own thing. So I was doing a lot of schoolwork. I was doing a lot of interactions with all of the different programs from the WTU. And a lot of those did give me a lot of time to be at home. And I didn't have to worry about a whole lot of commuting, so I had, that commute time was now free time. So I started to get really big into streaming. Like I was just streaming every day after my final check-in with the WTU, which for those of you who don't know, WTU is Warrior Transition Unit. It's where we all go to be medically separated from the military. I know I came across your stream. From your stream, it got me in touch with Ghost, Rick, and from there, he helped me with a lot of my anxiety issues because I didn't know what was going to happen. I was getting separated from the military. I was probably going to be a career guy in the military. And now I had absolutely no clue what I was going to do with my life, where I was going to work, whether or not I was going to be able to make enough money to feed my family. Much less get a home for my family. And he helped me through a lot of that. Because he discussed some of his own issues he was having since he separated from the military. So he and I talked a lot about everything he went through when he separated, what I was going through during my separation. He convinced me to go to Full Sail. So I got signed up with Full Sail and I started doing that work, and he was always there if I was, they do things very, very fast paced at Full Sail. And I mean, you're talking, you can do a 4-year degree in just over 2 years. That's how fast they drive their programs.
That's insane.
Yes. So like cinematography is a 4-year bachelor's degree, and you actually have 4 years worth of credits when you are done. It's a 30-month program. It's 2.5 years.
Yeah, 2.5, yeah.
So you're taking a 1.5 years off of a 4-year program. And it's online only. There is no brick and mortar classes for cinematography.
Oh, wow.
So everything is web-based, so it's not like you even have that opportunity to say, I got some extra time, let me sit down with the professor after class, because what they said confused the hell out of me. So you have to find ways to articulate exactly what your problem is in an email to the professors, and then they respond with what they think you're trying to say. And it could result in, 10, 15, 20 emails before the actual issue is discovered. But Ghost talked me through a lot of that. And, he helped me cope with a lot of the anxiety issues I was having during my initial transition. And moving on from there. He always turned things lighthearted for me. Gave me that window of, hey, if I can do it, you can do it. He was always kind of that. I wouldn't say he was a fixed rock, but he was that very heavy boulder that you could reach out to, and 9 times out of 10 that boulder wasn't going to move and you were going to get out of the current. And that's kind of how my interactions with him went. Later on, after I got separated from the military, started getting back into the civilian sector, working a whole bunch. For me, streaming was just too hard. I didn't have at the time any type of viewership that made me want to keep streaming. Still to this day, the viewership isn't there. However, the viewership isn't that important to me anymore because of Rick. Oh, my dog's getting down. But those are the things that he redirected my views. He redirected where I was focusing my energy on it, because at the time that I was getting out of the military, I was having a lot of fun streaming. I was getting some pretty good viewership, and I actually got that that myth in your head of, I can make this a career.
Yeah.
As somebody with a face for radio and a voice for the silent film industry, Twitch will never be fully sustainable for me.
Yeah.
I've accepted that. I am fully aware of that fact. But he helped me change my view on, just changing it from... I know you and I had a few discussions on it as well, AnCap, but there's something about the way that Rick approached it and the way he pushed it is where you're pushing is very much that of a friend. His pushing was, it felt like that drill sergeant hitting you with the buttstock of a freaking rifle and telling you to get up and continue freaking running.
Fair enough. Okay.
But you accepted it because it was stated in a way that was extremely friendly.
Yeah.
Like it was said in the nicest way possible, but when it actually clicked in your brain, you felt like you had a drill sergeant on your ass yelling and screaming at you to get back up on the horse. And that's essentially how Rick affected my life and the direction of my life, and how he was able to help me improve the quality of my day-to-day.
No.
And I know for me, that's about as much as I can say about Rick. Because that's who he was. I tend to be pretty short and concise with my words when there's a very dedicated topic like Rick Rose. So if there's much more to be said, it's probably on your side now, AnCap.
While you were talking, I posted a couple of links in chat. One of them's a clip of when Ghost trolled me when I was playing Rick and Morty 2 years ago. And then the other one is a collection of jump scares that I took of his channel prior to him changing his channel name, because his channel name was not always Ghost Gaming. His channel name originally was Missing Tactic. So he did a rebrand because he felt that he kind of felt this the same way you did about the viewership, because he just wasn't getting much views. And then after he did the rebrand and he kind of changed his whole attitude towards streaming, he started getting more and more viewership. So, and he started being like a lot more goofy and playful on streams. When he started to get a little bit more serious about it. Excuse me. And like I said, that one video I put in chat, he was playing Layers of Fear. I had bought it for him, and I wanted to see how I wanted to see how he would react playing, seeing as how he was a professional ghost hunter. And the various jump scares that got me also got him, which was hilarious as shit. And um, later part of last year, I also gifted him the VR version of it too, and he never got through it. He played through some of it, and then his life got busy, so I kept asking like, hey, when are you gonna finish this? He's like, yeah, I know, I got to get back into it. He just never did. So, uh, but his various his his play of the VR version was interesting as well. I wish I would have grabbed clips from that stream, but I think that stream's probably gone by now because Twitch only keeps it for 30 days for non-prime, 60 days for prime. So that stream's probably gone now.
Gone but not forgotten.
Hmm?
I said gone but not forgotten.
True. Yes.
You still hold the memories of those streams, so
Yes.
while they may no longer be posted, they are not forgotten.
This is true.
Much like the man that is Rick Rose.
Yep.
He is also gone but not forgotten. Not somebody anybody could ever forget. You interact with him once, and that's in your memory forever. Was there anything else that you wanted to say on the matter of Mr. Rick Rose? You're going to have to speak up again. Your mic didn't pick it up.
Oh, sorry. I said, nah, that pretty much sums it up.
All right, then. What I would feel that I would like to do is we are coming up on the 1 hour mark for this stream. I believe that AnCap and I were both able to say our piece about Rick Rose. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and close out the stream here. I will replay 4 State Paranormal's tribute to Rick Rose. And then I will start working on getting a render of this stream put together and post it up on YouTube. And then once that is done, I will push out the link to it.
Okay.
That way, this does not fall to the wayside as one of those, gone but forgotten videos and interactions.
For sure. And if you don't mind, I'll after you upload it, I will download it, and then I will do a mirror over on mine, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's fine. All right. Any last notes before I transfer back to the tribute?
No, sir.
All right. Thank you to everybody who popped in and watched and listened as we described our interactions with Rick Rose. He is gone but not forgotten, and I promise you, brother, I will see you in Valhalla.
We'll see you again.
Guys, do not flush that. Possible world record. I gotta go get a ruler.
I don't know how else to put this. It's taken me so long to do this. I'm falling asleep and I can't see straight. My muscles feel like a melee. My body is curled in a U shape. I put on my best, but I'm still afraid. Propped up by lies and promises, saving my place as life forgets. Maybe it's time I saw the world. I'm only here for a while. But patience is not my style, and I'm so tired that I gotta go. What am I supposed to hide now? What am I supposed to do? Did you really think I wouldn't see this through? Tell me I should stick around for you. Tell me I could have it all. I'm still too tired to care, and I gotta go.
You know, 2020 has been shitty the first couple of months. So I'm gonna try something here. Let's see if we can reset it. Alright, let's hope for the best. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Give me a sign, show me the light. Maybe tonight I'll tell you everything.